A lot of you have already binged season 2. Ha! We don't have the time. But come join us as we slow play the rewatch. My wife and I team up to take on some of the best things streaming has to offer. Welcome back for more of Our Thoughts. No time for binging. The Umbrella Academy season 2. FYI, each episode of Our Thoughts will be done without having seen the next episode, not having read the graphic novel, and staying away from spoilers. If you would like to join us on this journey, make sure you subscribe and share this video with someone who might be interested. With all that said, let's get into episode 1, entitled Right Back Where We Started. It's April 1st, 2019. It's the Earth Destroyed voiceover. Is there any significance behind it being April Fool's Day? There are 6 survivors, because Ben doesn't count. Klaus and Ben pop out of that blue light in an alleyway in front of a movie theater, gone like a fart in the wind. Are hats back? The question is, when are we? Alright, Inspector Spacetime. Clearly we're in Dallas. February 11th, 1960. I'm so excited for Klaus and Ben antics. 1961. Allison drops in the same alleyway. Somebody takes a picture. She goes into a diner and they are not fond of her complexion. Segregation is dumb. Luther drops in the same alleyway in 1962. Another picture. A homeless guy screaming Allison with Luther is all I need to be happy right now. Diego drops into 1963 like a superhero. This show does montages like they invented them. Another picture. And Diego immediately stops a mugging. This was only a few months before Kennedy was assassinated. Vanya drops in 1963 about a month or so later and gets hit by a car like George McFly. Five had never time traveled with people before, so it makes sense that there would be some mistakes along the way. He couldn't bring them all to the same time. But Five drops in November 25th, 1963. I love how they focus in on his bowling shoes. Soviets attack the US. We're at war, people! A tank fires, and what follows is one of the best sequences I have ever seen. This is the footage that Netflix released early. Vanya's in full white violin mode, although not in white. Levitating, taking out that cannon shell. Klaus has taken full control of his abilities, using an army of dead soldiers to attack. Luther jumps in and takes a missile to the back. Ben is on a rooftop joining in on the action. Allison finally uses her ability. Diego Spider-Man flips and takes out some soldiers. Five is about to join the fray when an older Hazel stops him and basically does a Terminator move. Come with me if you want to live. That was terrible. Hazel and Five leave, and the rest of the Umbrella Academy stand in an Avengers-like money shot pose before a nuclear bomb takes them all out. I was so giddy when I realized that the mushroom cloud was acting as the umbrella for the show title reveal. Nice. Five and Hazel reappear. They went back 10 days. It's November 15th, 1963. Hazel is there to keep a promise to Agnes. She died of cancer, but he had 20 good years with her. This is probably the 3rd best love story of all time. Wife reminds me that I didn't like the Hazel-Agnes storyline last season. I know, but everyone's got a past. Wife says dollars to donuts. For the record, the number 1 and number 2 best love stories of all time, Carl and Ellie, Klaus and Dave. Wife reminds me about our own love story. Do you want to take a break from this and watch the opening sequence from the movie Up? That's what I thought. Then some white-haired villains get off the bus and immediately open fire on Five. Hazel saves him with a quick time travel and takes the bullets for him. Five ends up taking a bunch of bullets in the briefcase. Yeah, that's not gonna work again. Wife says that we need a good nickname for the white-haired villains. Apparently, she's been thinking about it. So I ask, what do you got? She says, nothing yet. Okay. After Five gets away, he quickly notices the antennas and the cameras set up in the alleyway. Of course, this mystery guy has been keeping track. This guy is a total conspiracy nut. Before the times of conspiracy nuts. Five lets him believe that he's an alien in order to get the information that he needs. Wife explains that from what we saw last season, we believe Sir Reggie to be an alien, and the little lights that he released may have been the catalyst for the kids to all have been born on October 1st, 1989. Conclusion, technically Five is telling the truth that he's an alien. Checkmate, wife. This weird guy is a TV salesman. His name's Elliot Von Home. He shows Five a mugshot of what he says was rival number 4. No, he's number 2. Oh, Diego. Oh, there was a sweet note about the kids coming back to the alleyway looking for each other. Wife questions whether it was more plausible to believe that the kids thought they were split up in space rather than time. We arrive at the mental asylum. Diego's life clearly sounds crazy to anybody from an outside perspective. The doctor says that he has daddy issues. Dadoy. Why don't you say that to Luke Skywalker? Yes, it was an excellent reference. How did Diego end up in the mental asylum but none of his siblings did? Wife said it was probably his anger that landed him there. Diego knows that the president's going to be killed. Does he think it's his destiny to save Kennedy? Diego's girl in the asylum is a little creepy, but she's potentially legit crazy. They're planning an escape. Should I learn her name, or is she just going to be another one of Diego's dead lovers? Diego has a visitor. Ooh, yay! 5. Diego's hair grew that long in 75 days? That's magic hair. 5 explains that the apocalypse followed them. I'm still believing in this branch timeline theory, and the old timeline is now gone. Diego believes that he can do it and save Kennedy, and then go after Hitler. Diego, I think I'm ready to move you up to my second favorite character. 5 dimes Diego out for attempting to escape, and Diego goes night-night. Vanya babysitting. She's only been there for like a month, right? Does she remember what happened, though? This family she's living with is weird. The dad talks too much. The boy doesn't talk at all. I wonder what the last thing Vanya remembers is. Is she faking? This husband is a creeper. I do not like the way he said goodbye to Vanya. Does Vanya attract creepers? Yay! Back to Klaus and Ben. Klaus looks like a member of the Beatles from the late 60s White Album. And now their car breaks down. Ben wants to go back to San Francisco? He has unfinished business? With what? Klaus and Ben verbally spar until they have the ultimate brotherly slap fight. Can this episode get any better? Ugh. Legitimately, my daughter woke up and I ended up taking an hour break from filming. I fell asleep in the rocking chair with her to put her back down. Dad life. Where was I? So Klaus and Ben end up walking. Klaus is staggering the whole time. Does Ben get hot or tired? Why does Klaus want to go to Dallas? Is he going to try and stop the assassination too? This Texas bar does not like him. Some tough guys want to play cards with Klaus. Then Ben lies when Klaus wants his help to cheat at cards, which leads to this amazing sequence of Klaus trying to steal the keys of Walker, Texas Ranger, trying to conjure Ben to wreck those guys, and Ben just letting Klaus hang out to dry. Nah, I'm good. We cut to a guy reading a newspaper article about a civil rights protest in Dallas until Allison walks down the stairs. Oh, she knows Kennedy's gonna die. She doesn't want this guy to get his hopes up. He in turn gifts her with a book, From the Earth to the Moon. Moon. Oh, this is straight up her husband. Cut to Luther in a fighting pit. Why is he letting this guy get the better of him? I mean, in the beginning of this episode, we saw Luther take a missile to the back. Wife says that he's putting on a show? Oh, yeah, she nailed it. The guy that Luther just wrecks pulls a knife and Luther easily breaks his arm. Epic. I'm kind of enjoying Luther more so than season 1. This scene has major Wolverine 1999 X-Men movie vibes, except Luther basically seems owned by that one guy. Cut to Allison and the civil rights group. They're planning a sit-in. I'm thinking that Allison is trying to get them to avoid being there on the day of the assassination. There's a knock at the door and there's a white guy. Why doesn't Allison just use her rumor power? This would be an appropriate time to do that. The white guy attempts to claim assault on Allison's husband, and then Allison basically wrecks him. Use your power. Back to Vanya and this weird family. The mother of this family is called Sissy. Vanya catches her smoking, so they go out to the barn to share a smoke and a conversation. Whoa, Sissy has a plan to escape? Her dream is to be a counter girl selling perfume? What? And out of nowhere, Vanya and Sissy have a romantic vibe between them. Yeah, wife noticed that too. Back to Diego, waking up. Ooh, I love this song. This is a pretty good cover. Where did Diego get that lockpick kit? Where was he keeping it? Uh-oh, the white hair guys showed up. One of them was disguised as a milkman. What the heck? Are these guys a part of the commission? Diego runs into an orderly, and his friend, that's a girl, knocks out the orderly so they can do a crazy escape with the lights going on and off. Why are the lights doing that? Machine gun! These white-haired guys are not subtle in the least. I mean, if I were a time-traveling hitman, I'd be a bit more subtle. Diego and the girl that's his friend keep escaping until they run into the cops. She knocks out the cops, but the white-haired guys kill the cops. Why? My wife asked me why I'm not just using her name, which I had to look it up. Her name is Lila. I respond that I think that Diego and her are gonna end up together, at which point I will call her Diego's girlfriend, and then she'll probably die, because that's Diego's plight in life. He's Batman. Cut to Luther in a burlesque house? What the hey? Luther's boss is named Jack. Jack Ruby? For those of you unaware, Jack Ruby was the guy that killed Lee Harvey Oswald a few days after Oswald shot Kennedy. 5 shows up. Inappropriate 5. 5 gives a nice speech with another amazing montage about the world ending and needing the Academy to help him. And with that type of inspiration, Luther doesn't care. Inappropriate Luther. Wife then posits an unpopular opinion about this episode. She did not enjoy Klaus. She felt that he was kind of a jerk. and kind of disappointed in his actions. Maybe that will change moving forward. I hope so. My opinion, he needs to ditch that terrible goatee and to put on clothes like he did in the beginning of this episode during that scene of the end of the world, all in black. Wife then questions whether or not the Umbrella Academy have to stop the Kennedy assassination or cause the Kennedy assassination. The event doesn't have to end up the way it did in our timeline because this is their alternative timeline. Or maybe the event the Academy is there for has nothing to do with the assassination. It's something that will impact the timeline that we are not aware of yet. Personally, I really hope we run into Old Man 5, which would be awesome. We'll get a Jennifer from Back to the Future fainting scene where one of them yells, "I'm old," and the other will yell, "I'm young," even though the old-looking one is younger and the younger-looking one is older. This is heavy. Okay, enough of these pop culture references that my kids will not get. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and share with a friend. Join us next time for episode 2, entitled The Frankel Footage. Is this going to be about an alternative timeline Zapruder film? Yeah, this is all going to be about the Kennedy assassination. Split timeline confirmed.